the child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him a. Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say.
You don't go digging through people's stuff.
Nobody digging into your.
A little kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him a.
Yeah.
The little child?
What if he acts like one, he's gonna.
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give
Huh. Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey again to y'all another video. Hope y'all having a very great day. Hope y'all had a great weekend. My day is going absolutely wonderful. Big shout out to all the channel members and subscribers to the Trey King Show family. And much love to each and every last one of you all. And you all, we have a story out of Minnesota by way of Rochester. And big shout out to everybody in the great state of Minnesota. Everybody outside the great city of Rochester. Now, before I start the story, I want to send a special thank you out to my channel members and also to my subscribers for sending me the story. And also, keep these stories coming. And now, I'm sure a lot of you all have heard about this story so far. But if you have not heard about this story, it's very appalling what this woman inside this video did. And she go by the name of Shiloh Hendricks. Now, recently, just a few days ago, in Rochester, Minnesota, on the afternoon of April 28th, at Soldiers Field, at a playground called Roy Sutherland Playground, where we see Shiloh Hendricks basically calling a 5-year-old child with autism an N-word.
Okay. All right, that's what you say.
All because the child allegedly stole her son's diaper bag.
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
Now think about this, family. Why would a woman get that mad at a child when she's carrying a child herself? And after the video went viral, Shiloh Hendricks said she received a lot of death threats and people coming by her house basically threatening her life. So, just like a lot of other people when they're facing trouble, she reached out to a GoFundMe. But this crowdfunding website is not called GoFundMe. It's called Give, Send, Go. Now, after Shiloh Hendricks reached out to Give, Send, Me, Go, that's when she raised a lot of money. And she raised quite a bit of money. And during this whole process, it made a lot of people mad because a lot of people are wondering how in the hell can this woman raise this money after there's a video showing her running around this playground calling this child the N-word multiple times, repeatedly.
Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say.
And also, when the guy confronted her, the guy Omar, she cussed him out also. Now, people are very upset because they are wondering to themselves, how in the hell can you reward somebody that's seen on video calling a child an N-word and being very mean to this child, all because the child took her diaper bag? Now, I want to ask you all right now, do you think Shiloh's actions was warranted? Do you think all of that was necessary, all because this 5-year-old boy who has autism took her diaper bag? Now, think about this also. Now, what if that was her child, because she's carrying a child on her hip, as you all see. Now, her child looked to be between 6 to 8 months old. Now, just add about a few more years to this child. Now, what if your child was at this playground, Shiloh, and your child went to a black mom or a black dad and took their son diaper bag or daughter diaper bag, and then the black parents turned around and called that little child the C word or the H word? How would you feel with no parent like that? But at the same time, I understand we live in a climate now where things are real hot in our country, where we have a black and white divide. And it's been like that a long time. But you got to understand one thing. If you're going to call anything out, you need to be on the right side, because there's no way that you can look at this video and say that this woman was right, that this woman should not be held accountable. So let me ask you all a question real quick before we dig deep into the story. Do you think Shiloh Hendricks should be arrested and charged with a hate crime? Because they have a march today in the great city of Rochester, Minnesota, where protesters are demanding that Shiloh Hendricks be arrested and charged with a hate crime.
Justice continues to be demanded in Rochester in response to Hendricks' actions. A demonstration is planned for Monday afternoon at noon in front of the Olmsted County Government Center, demanding justice for hate crimes and a call to arrest and charge Hendricks.
So once again, family, do you think this woman should be charged with a hate crime? Because it's very unnecessary what she done throughout this whole ordeal in this video. All because you got that mad at a 5-year-old boy for taking your diaper bag. But I think it's deeper than that. I think the real issue is this right here, is the fact that Shiloh Hendricks really showed how racist that she was, because we are talking about a child. Now, throughout this process also, people started comparing Shiloh Hendricks' situation to Carmelo Anthony's situation. And I'm sure that you all have heard about this story out of Frisco, Texas, where 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony brought a knife to a track meet. And at this track meet, him and Austin Metcalf had a few words because the story goes that Carmelo Anthony sat in the wrong seat. And after being confronted by Austin Metcalf, a few words were exchanged, and Austin Metcalf was stabbed by 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony. And after Austin Metcalf was killed at the hands of Carmelo Anthony, he went on to raise a lot of money with his GoFundMe. And basically, you had black people inside of those comment sections saying that we have to stick together, we have to support our own. And that angered a lot of white people. So white people, as you all see this comment at the bottom, said black people should not be offended because, look here, you wasn't that mad when this 17-year-old boy killed this other 17-year-old boy. So why would you be mad at this woman calling a 5-year-old child the N-word? And we should not compare the two because it's totally different. But at the same time, it's similar. Because on one hand, we have a boy who killed another boy and was able to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars. And on the other hand, we have a woman who was seen on video, as you all see, calling a child the N-word. And guess what? She was able to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars also. And basically, white folks and a few other minorities are saying, if you all weren't offended when Carmelo Anthony was able to raise all that money, you should be offended by Shiloh Hendricks raising a lot of money. So let me ask you all a question before we dive a little deeper. Do you think Shiloh Hendricks should be forced to get that money back? And also, why would you need that much money, $1 million, to relocate your family if you all receive death threats? Like, is the cost of living that high in Minnesota? Now, on one hand, I know that the 5-year-old boy was wrong for taking your son diaper bag, but at the same time, because we had to drive this point home, we are talking about a 5-year-old boy with autism. Like, for instance, how many of you all have 5-year-old children and they put their hands on things that doesn't belong to them or take things that doesn't belong to them? How many times you have to tell your child, your 5-year-old child, or 6-year-old child, to put that back? And we're also talking about a child with autism. So you got to take that in consideration also. Like, it's all that warranted all over a diaper bag. And the only thing Shiloh Hendricks really done inside this whole video was really show just how racist that she really is, because we are talking about a child. But anyway, let's begin.
From a viral video showing a woman shouting racial slurs at a 5-year-old boy. Our Sonata McCall shares what she's learned from the man who shot the video and the community's response.
A video recorded at Roy Sutherland Playground is getting a lot of attention online, and it's even stirring up debate in Rochester. Now, the incident has sparked responses from local leaders and the NAACP, and it's reopened tough conversations about race and accountability in the community.
So let me ask you this question, family. Do you think that Shiloh Hendricks need to be held accountable? At the same time, do you think also that Carmelo Anthony should be held accountable if it comes out that it wasn't self-defense? Because they're trying to say that Carmelo Anthony acted in self-defense. Now look here, I wasn't there. I don't know what all took place, but I'm going to say this, and it may anger some people, but that's okay. Some people tune in just to be offended. But think about this also, family. If you had a high school track meet, why in the hell are you bringing a knife to a track meet? So of course, Carmelo Anthony was wrong for bringing a knife to the track meet. Let me say that again. He was wrong for bringing a knife to the track meet. Now, what led up to that altercation? I do not know as far as like the words that was changed, but at the same time, you do not bring any weapon to any school event. That's just plain and dry. And the same goes for Shiloh Hendricks, because we are talking about being held accountable, being held responsible, because there's no way in hell that you should be able to raise a lot of money all because you call a child an N-word and then say that you are fearing for your life. Like, what did you think was going to happen? And to add to that point, just think if the child was Chinese or Mexican or any other race, and you use a racial slur to demean that child, what did you expect would happen? Of course, the Chinese people are going to come after you. Of course, the Mexican people is going to come after you because of what you have done and said, which was seen on video. So what did you expect was going to happen? Did you expect to get a lot of love letters? No, it does not work that way. And once again, I'm sorry that you're receiving threats if you're receiving them, but what did you expect? Let's continue.
Just 15 minutes into playtime, Sharmake Omar heard a woman screaming and chasing a child. He says at first he thought it was playful, but then realized otherwise once he heard racial slurs being shouted. That's when he pulled out his phone to record.
Did you call him a child?
The fuck you talking
Did you
about?
call the child the word?
Your fucking business.
It is my own business. You call him a Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again?
The woman in the footage, Shiloh Hendricks, can be heard repeatedly shouting the N-word, even doubling down when confronted.
And as you heard the news say, family, even after being confronted by the guy doing the film in Omar, Shiloh Hendricks continued to call the child the N-word and even doubled down and said it a lot more. Like, when did you think was a good time to stop? But what you have done really, Shiloh, is show how racist that you really are, because nothing that child has done or said warranted your response. And we're talking about, once again, a 5-year-old child with autism. And also, how would you feel if somebody talked to your child that you're carrying on your hip the same way that you're talking to this child? You cannot have it both ways. You cannot sit up here and do things and then turn around and play victim. Let's just keep it real. Let's continue.
You don't have to have context. You know, that you don't have to know the before or the after. That video basically said it all.
And as you heard the NAACP president state, we don't have to have context because, once again, family, for those who cannot see or hear, we're talking about a grown woman and a 5-year-old child who has autism. And if anyone cannot see the right and wrong in this whole situation, maybe you are the problem, because, once again, the only thing the boy did was take her son's diaper bag and ran around the playground area as if he was playing with her. It's not like the boy was actually trying to steal the damn diaper bag or the diapers inside the bag, because he's not able to even fit the damn diapers. He's 5 years old. So what good the diapers would have done him? So let me ask you all this also. Why do you think why he took the diaper bag? You know why? I'll answer it for you. He's a child that has autism. And it wouldn't matter if he didn't have autism. Guess what? He probably would have still took the diaper bag. But does that warrant her response? Please answer that. Let's continue.
The 5-year-old autistic boy who is at the center of this video regularly plays at the park with Omar's children.
And as you heard the news say, the 5-year-old boy has autism. And I put this up on Instagram, and somebody had the nerve to ask me a couple of days ago, and they never responded back when I asked them why they asked me that, who confirmed the child had autism. You know who confirmed the child had autism? Like I told that person, the parents did. And his doctor did. And also his medical records confirmed that the child had autism. So why would I sit up there and make a statement and it's not true? So you all heard it from the horse's mouth that the child has autism and the child is 5 years old. But some people just say anything just to try to make you look crazy, as if you got to tell a lie to make a damn story. Let's continue.
Meanwhile, Hendricks launched a fundraiser, increasing its goal from $50,000 to $1 million.
And now, family, after hearing that, why would she need to raise $1 million when her goal originally was $50,000? As if $50,000 is not enough to relocate, and $1 million is enough to live what? High off the hog. So why do you need so much money just because you called a child the N-word? That's why I want to know. Oh, I forgot. It's death threats. And just think how crazy this world is right now, family. We have a woman on a video cursing a man out and calling a child the N-word, and then after receiving death threats, she runs to give Send Me Go, a crowdfunding website, and demand that people donate to her cause because she is receiving death threats. Like, what did you expect was going to happen? Anyway, let's go and finish up.
Justice continues to be demanded in Rochester in response to Hendricks' actions. A demonstration is planned for Monday afternoon at noon in front of the Olmsted County Government Center, demanding justice for hate crimes and a call to arrest and charge Hendricks.
So after seeing the video and witnessing what took place, do you think this woman should be arrested? And also, how do you feel about her raising so much money? And also added to that point, how do you feel about Carmelo Anthony being able to raise so much money after killing Austin Metcalf? Please answer me that question in the comment section, because if we're going to hold people accountable, we got to hold everybody accountable. But at the same time, we are having people doing bad things and they are getting rewarded with a lot of money. And you got to watch where this road goes, because we're going down a slippery slope when we start taking this path, because you should never agree with somebody just because they're the same skin color as you. Because you have to call people out when they do wrong, no matter what color, sex, or creed they are. And if you don't do that, you're just as bad as they are. Anyway, you all let me know what you think about this story. If there's anything I may have missed or misinformed, which is not my true intent, please let me know in the comment section, or you can email me. We can talk about it more there. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Become a channel member. Also, share the video with your family and friends. Till next time, you all stay blessed. And I will see y'all soon on next Trey King Show. And guess what? I'm out.